I'm anxious and overthinking in my relationship with my partner and also trying to improve myself to maintain our relationship. We started chatting on July 2023 and we clicked instantly. I guess it is the honeymoon phase, and we were chatting every day through text messages and only very few voice notes. We love bombed each other after knowing both of us a bit, so 2 or 3 weeks later we started chatting each other with a lot of words of affirmation, like wanting to meet someday or wanting a lot of hugs, kisses, cuddle, spend time. She even once told she wanted sex lol, some nice date ideas. This 3-month phase was over after we met in person once in October 2023 and after spending that nice evening together walking on the park and talking a lot. No kiss, no hugs, just a normal date, but it was awesome for both of us. Later that night we had an argument about me telling her that I've been noticing she was being uninterested and distant 1 month before our in-person date. For example, no frequent loving messages as always, her replying too late like a lot of hours and days passing by, online but no answer, and that ended on me apologizing to her and me applying contact zero after that because I thought she was playing games with me and talking to other guys. I know, my insecurities on that time, and her not being completely honest. So we stopped chatting on November 2023. I couldn't resist on being without her, so I tried messaging her again in February this year, and surprise! She did wanted to keep in contact after telling me it was everything okay on November, but she was afraid that I didn't want her to message me, because I was stupid and I went contact zero, but with good reasons in that moment. So spoke on voice call and we both agreed that the thing we had online in the past was not healthy for both of us, me being intense and her not being mentally stable on that moment because she wasn't her. I'll explain more about this later. So we stated our intentions, me being direct and honest with her and telling her that I didn't want a friendship, not a casual thing, not a friendship with benefits, not a one-night thing, asking exclusivity for the sake of respect because we are knowing/dating each other, you know. So she wasn't too direct, but she agreed on my intentions and we started chatting again, intentionally knowing each other more deeply about our lives, hoping on being something serious long-term relationship on some point in the future. So we both didn't know she had bipolar type 2 disorder, so on the first 3 months she was undiagnosed and untreated. She did tell me on a voice call after 2 weeks we started chatting again in February, so that was shocking for me because I discovered that all the love she had for me was not real and was not the real her. I accepted that in her condition, so after that voice call she told me that she shared me that because she didn't want me to leave because of her condition. I told her I accepted her how she is now and her condition is not a concern to me, so we kept talking. A week later she said I miss you, and I didn't understand because I was constant on communication. She said we needed to start having more frequent voice calls, so we agreed, and after that we had a mix in between text messages and voice calls were like once or twice a week. Everything okay with communication after that, but there is something about me I need to work and have some doubts, so I'll ask you a bit of advice here. She is now indeed on medication and doing therapy, so I'd say she is a different person with different attitudes but more stable since we started talking again on February. So as you were expecting, she isn't the same in comparison of the 3-month phase we had on 2023. So now she isn't showing affection to me directly, like saying I like you, I love you. In reality we said in the past te quiero in Spanish, which means not confessing true love but something close to it. Dunno if you catch the idea, more of like expressing affection, but indirectly she does with actions. 2 weeks ago, I got a feeling that she really likes me because of her actions. She did say to me I'm important to her and she was grateful and appreciated my sentiments. I said a true I love you some days ago, I know. Wrong, but I'd come on distance, so I had to say that to her because I can't hold it. She didn't reject it and she did appreciate my feelings and thanking me all I was doing for her, being there for her, being caring and affectionate to her, but she said that the I love you should be said on person at the right time, which I agree, but I was stupid and told her on text message, so I guess I'm an idiot. She was there for me when I was deep and crying. I trusted her and showed vulnerability, which I really value. She did say she wanted to have quality time in person, and she would like to have more dates in July this year and getting hugged and all nice kind of things you would do normally in person with your date. She even sent me some unsolicited and unexpected NSFW pics of her, not something spicy as showing her intimate parts but intimate enough to tease me her body with lingerie she bought for the first time some days ago, for the first time, and I reacted nice with respect obviously and told kind things about. Now, here is a bit of trouble I have with myself. Sorry for being this long, but I think it is necessary to tell all those things below. We plan to meet in person again on July to have the quality time we want so much. She is an architecture student at university, so she is busy most of her time with exams, arch stuff and intensive work for the subjects on that career. Her daily routine is basically to get up early, get breakfast, get a train, have classes, get a train to get back home, have lunch, and all of her remaining time is doing homework. Some are very intensive like doing mock-ups and designs, and studying for exams, or just daily stuff like going to her friend's house or spending time with her family and getting out of house to buy stuff for the uni. And most of the days she is spending some of the night and not sleeping enough for the next day. All this is key to mention. The thing is that I have anxious attachment and she is more like of the avoidant type. And she was very affectionate before February and now THST she is stable, she doesn't show affection in a direct way like we were on last year. I accepted that, but some days ago I asked her if we can have more quality time like watching movies and anime on Discord or playing a mobile video game, and she said she isn't comfortable anymore when using a computer and she didn't have so much time to do all that kind of stuff. I felt bad because she did say she want quality time but only in person, so we stayed on text messages and voice calls. She doesn't like video calls. And I noticed her being distant and uninterested, and the voice calls for Quank dropped drastically this month. We usually do 1 to 4 times a week, but this month we had only once. And we keep messaging every day but only short things like how are you, how was your day, and we aren't having those dedicated chatting time we all want. She is a bit sick, she has some long-lasting headaches, skipping the meds she used to sleep because her staying all the night doing stuff for the uni. I suggested to go to a doctor, and she is saturated with a lot of homework and a lot of studies like 2 weeks ago, and she is not sleeping enough hours, and I know that and understand. But I asked her to be more communicative because I was feeling bad and anxious about her not replying some of my messages, like if she was missing on someone replying, or texting as much as we do normally, or even have the frequent voice calls we had. I got a bit upset because we all have our phones in our hands like we do with our wallets, and she is online, replying to her friends and pressuring her uni partners for doing group homework, which doesn't bother me and I understand, but I told her to at least tell me if she is not available for me through the day or the week so I don't overthink and don't feeling bad and anxious. So letting me to know this in advance so please I then don't expect to have conversations and feel more secure? In short, I asked her to be a bit more communicative in that aspect, but I think I hurt her feelings because she said she was being actually communicative and telling me through the week that she is doing stuff, and also she was sick, and she said it was really obvious that she was a bit distant with me because of all that busy time. So, I know that I'm the problem here with me being an overthinker and needy of her affection every day. I saw on social media that all I feel is valid because of the emotional responsibility thing, but in the other side I saw that overthinking is an issue for relationships and that I should DL therapy. She knows that I love her, I care so much for her, I tell her everyday words of affirmation, I'm supportive, I'm demonstrating and showing affection for her, and all this she knows that and she is very appreciated about. So I started therapy to solve this issue I have with myself. We have a lot of communication usually, and when something bothers the other, we talk seriously and we discuss solutions in a healthy way without being stressful. I want to ask advice on this. I apologize to her and I'ma send her flowers because I'm always the idiot who have something to say and fix. I don't want to break up because she is the love of my life and I think she loves me as well, but doesn't want to tell me until we meet in person. We are not an official couple yet, so we are not in a relationship. I guess this is called a situationship with exclusivity. I went to therapy and my psychologist told me that I have persistent depression disorder, aka dysthymia, so today I have an appointment with my psychiatrist because I need medication, weekly therapy sessions and group therapy. I know that I won't get better with therapy and medication in a short time. So I'm asking you for advice here. How do I get better meanwhile so I don't hurt her feelings and auto-sabotaging this relationship we're trying to build? The major problem here is me overthinking and telling things that I didn't need to tell. I love her so much.